Bill de Blasio caught sneaking away with sick plans as he screws fallen cop in a big way. This is to show you how corrupt the Democratic Party really is. And it's very concerning to all of us, even though I reported that he went to the G20 to protest Trump. But this has to be reported. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was just caught red-handed doing something so horrendous and so illegal. It Skrews, the courageous NY police officer who was just killed in the line of duty. Officer Miosotis Familia was shot and killed for wearing her uniform, murdered for being a cop. Only 24 hours after Officer Familia's murder, de Blasio just spat in the fallen cop's face as he was caught sneaking away to do something that can only be described as really sick. A traitor to this country. That's who the Democratic Party is. Within hours of the New York police officer being shot and killed, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio flew to Hamburg, Germany to protest the meeting of President Donald Trump with other world leaders at Friday's G20 summit. And you know, these people, except for Merkel, like you think Putin regards these people? He knows they're rats. Putin knows this. He's a disgrace. De Blasio, Obama. But it's not any protest. De Blasio is joining the Antifa-type thugs who are rioting, hurling rocks, and setting fire. So he's a paid shill for George Soros. His decision to skip off came one day after Officer Familia was murdered in the Bronx, and it also meant he missed a swearing-in ceremony for 524 new NYPD recruits in order to catch his flight. Really? So a statement from City Hall confirmed that de Blasio will attend several events surrounding the G20 summit, including Saturday's Hamburg Siegt Haltung rally. I got news for you, nobody's missing him. Who is de Blasio fooling? The protest he is joining is also called Welcome to Hell, with images of 1,200 people who are far-left militants who are George Soros paid, and the other idiots that aren't paid, that follow along. Roaming the streets attacking police, about 20,000 showed up blocking Melania Trump's accommodations, and the First Lady's security detail told her she could not leave. This went on for several hours. Welcome to Hell. Protests turned violent during Donald Trump's maiden at a hashtag G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany. New York State Assemblywoman Nicole Maliotakis, who will run as the Republican candidate against de Blasio in November, and she will win, unless there are a lot more dumbass Democrats in New York, slammed the mayor for prioritizing his opposal to the Trump administration over more pressing issues back home, reports Breitbart. Unbelievable. Instead of jet-setting around the world, he should be here doing his job, Maliotakis said. A police officer was murdered. Street homelessness has skyrocketed, and people continue to get delayed on the trains. They could care less for the working class. They just tax them up the wazoo. The decision to fly to Hamburg will likely increase pressure on de Blasio after a New York City police officer was murdered Wednesday after being shot in the head while she sat in her vehicle. You may wonder what are the duties of a major city mayor after a police officer is killed in the line of duty. Well, as the head of the city, he should be there for all New York citizens. He also owes the family of the fallen officer, especially her 3 young kids, visits to their home to ask in person what they need. Unfortunately, he couldn't give a damn about an officer killed because it does nothing for his far leftist agenda, as he sees cops as the bad guys. The cost of de Blasio's visit is being covered by the organizers of the rally, mayoral spokesman Eric Phillips said, who is also accompanying him on the trip. I'm sure that de Blasio has to have a security detail with him, along with his staffers, and that is being paid by tax dollars. Bill de Blasio is the typical liberal politician. He has zero morals, zero ethics, and his whole life is dedicated to screwing the American people. Listen, he's a puppet of George Soros, and he better move his butt, because George Soros is telling him, you better get down here and I don't care which cop got killed. There's only one other group that seems to be silent on Officer Familia's murder, and that's Black Lives Matter. Well, for the BLM and de Blasio, Officer Familia doesn't count at all. For real Americans, she is now honored with the title Hero, who laid down her life to protect and serve her fellow man. And it is a total disgrace. It is a total disgrace. So why do they need security detail? You know, I hope the security detail looks the other way if they take a pot shot at them. I really do. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you again so much for watching. If this damn thing, I'd like to close right here. Look at the criminal with his bag that, you know, he looks like Lurch. That's who he looks like. Anyway, thank you for watching.